We're ready to start game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader with Mike Bowling, the center fielder, leading off for the Rippers. For Sheboygan, Davis Wilson is starting, and doing the catching this game is Justin Schnell. We were a little late getting the lineups for Chicago.
A little might be an understatement.
Well, we got it before the first pitch anyway.
Got it barely written down
about
before
30
the first
seconds.
pitch.
Jurgensen's over at first this game for Sheboygan. Ross Crist moves to second base. Harry Stelt goes across the diamond to play third. Riley Palmquist is still the shortstop. In the outfield, Cole McClavick is in left. Brady Zekrizin is in center, and Cooper Gussie moves to right, or is in right. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter. Breaking ball hangs outside, but pretty close. Wilson appeared in 14 games last year. He was a workhorse for the pitching staff. There's a line drive to deep right. Gussie going back. Plays it off the fence, and Bolig's going to hold at second.
He was sprinting like he wanted 3, but he'll stop for a stand-up double, and it's another leadoff hit for Chicago. Man, 3 games, we've seen them thrive in the first inning. They might not have scored anything last game, but they were hitting them and getting them in play. Now, once again, the Rippers are having a leadoff base runner.
I mentioned yesterday in relation to Brad Reinflesch how many games he had started. He started 10 last year along with Wilson. And Davis Wilson also had 58 and 2/3 innings pitched, which ranked him 3rd on the team behind Reinflesch and Noah Emery. If you get up alongside Davis, he's a big kid. He's pretty thick.
5'10", 210. They've got Wilson listed as.
I think that's a definition of thick.
The height to weight ratio.
Yes.
1.78 ERA last season, or 2 seasons ago, I should say.
Game time temperature is 59 degrees. It remains overcast, and that wind continues to blow out to left field.
It was raining in between games. It was
Yeah.
actually coming down pretty good for a while, but that halted as we're ready to start game 4 of the weekend.
Ludwig fouls that pitch back. This game we have Doug Steinke behind home plate, and Steve Walsh moves out to the bases. We didn't mention the interns last game. Let's do that. Just Jordan Lawrence, of course, working with me up here. Nia Zhang down in the team shop. Annalise McMillan has been AWOL this weekend.
Oh.
She's our 3rd intern. And then Connor DeWitt, who was here yesterday for a time, is our 4th intern. Always like to give recognition where recognition is due. That's why we don't mention Bill and CJ too much. Hey, I did buy you grilled cheese. By the way, they were good, weren't they?
Good grilled cheese.
Yeah.
I opted for the double brat instead.
Good choice.
Almost worth the price of admission.
Oh, a little better throw. They might have had a chance at him. Bowling on at second base. It's a full count to Ludwig. Nobody out. We're in the first inning.
I'd say the last thing the A's want to do is fall behind, but they've come back from deficits before, as this one is ripped out to center and should be caught rather easily, making a diving play. Now going to take up to third and will slide in safely.
Good tag by Bowling. He read the play nicely, and when he saw the fielder go down, he was able to hustle to third base.
Shortstop, number 0, Mike Kuda.
Kuda was at second base in game 1. He moves over to short this game. You know who's conspicuously absent from the lineup this game?
Tell
Jordan?
me. Mike Martin.
Don't tell
You
him.
all right?
Mike Martin not
Well,
in
I
the
just
lineup.
sprinted to write it down. I didn't even take in consideration who was all in it. But yeah, Medina at the 9 hole is a DH. Mike Martin, the workhorse, gets a
Ball
rest. This
gets
one,
past Schnell, but Bowling not able to advance.
Mike Martin could be pitching. You never know.
That's right.
We don't know the pitcher
we don't
for
know
the
who
Rippers.
the pitcher is.
Imagine that. He caught, played third, shortstop, batted 9th, and pitched.
When I went out for our sandwiches, Bill, I was talking to Fritsch, and he was commenting about Mike Martin and all the different positions he played.
We saw Jake Mills warming up earlier on, and then he kind of stopped. I doubt he's starting this game, but you never know.
You never know at this level.
It's certainly deep enough for a sac fly as Zach Risen will go back. It would take a heck of a throw to even attempt to get the runner out. It's a 1-0 lead, Chicago.
Deep enough to center field to score Bolig. And as has happened every single game of the series, Jordan, Chicago's on top.
Now for Wilson, at least, bases are empty. You got 2 outs. You can get the next one. You're only down 1 run. The A's certainly capable of putting up more than that to stay in this game.
Sanchez catching the doubleheader. That's pretty interesting.
That's impressive. Bigger guy for a catcher, too, you know.
I'm asking you this question, not that you have to remain positive. You can go negative if you want.
We can go
but,
negative.
What did you think of home plate umpire last game? His zone.
It was not very consistent,
I
but
think so, huh?
no.
See, I thought he had a pretty good zone last game.
There were some low strikes that got called and then kind of went inside as well for a little bit of time, but then wouldn't on some others. It wasn't bad. It was far from bad. We've seen way worse.
When I talked with Nick Rodell after the game yesterday, I asked him, how it was, and he said he didn't have any complaints from either side.
Wow.
When he was
That does not happen often.
new.
This one will come up towards us.
Well, if nothing else, you usually get one knucklehead in one of the 2 lineups.
Well, someone, yeah, just to say something. No umpire is perfect. That's far from the truth. Another one right back at us. The count remains 2-2.
There's 2 outs in the top of the first. Mike Bowling led off with a double and wound up scoring on a sacrifice fly. Ludwig got to be kind of happy being the second hitter in the order. He actually got a pitch to hit and flew out the
Finally, he could do something with it. He's
Right.
waited all weekend for that opportunity.
He in that first game, he walked 4 times and then hit a 2-run homer.
That was all the
Maybe he should've walked
frustration.
him again.
Yeah, intentionally. Shallow in the infield for Palmquist as he is able to make the grab, and we will head to the bottom half of the first. However, Chicago gets on the board. They lead 1-0.
Keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Lights on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
The one and only Mike Martin on the mound for Chicago Rippers. We kind of joked about it, but sure enough, he wasn't in the lineup. He is going to be pitching, and he kind of has like a little of a sidearm technique almost. He gets very
got a lot of a sidearm.
Yeah. Well, he gets very low in his crouch so that he goes, and this is going to be interesting. Here's the A's. We can take a look at their lineup now. We didn't have a whole lot of time before the game, but Ross Crist will lead off for Sheboygan. Brady Zekris is second. Harry Stout remains at 3. The Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter is Jurgensen. Ryan Flesch will be DHing for Sheboygan. He bats 5th. Riley Palmquist at the 6th spot. Gussie will be 7th, and then Schnell and McLavich 8 and 9 for the A's. A few new names in there for Sheboygan as they try and pounce on Mike Martin after the Rippers jumped out to a 1-0 lead. And what an arm behind the plate by Sanchez, threw that baby all the way out to center field.
Again?
Again.
He did that last time.
Maybe he does it on purpose.
Yeah.
Ross Crist up first for Sheboygan. Going to try and get a little bit started as the A's not afraid to play from behind, only 1 run, but last time they were behind a run. They ended up giving up 8 in 2 innings after losing the first game of today. They lead Chicago 2-1 in our 4-game weekend series as the A's record now fell to 5-2.
Ross had a nice first game. Jordan going 2 for 4 with an RBI, and he walked in the 7th and scored.
Fouls off the first
Sheboygan
pitch he
did get
sees.
the tying run to the plate. And I don't want to say Jacob Neese delivered, but he did hit a long fly ball to left center field.
Some people, I'm sure, thought it was gone off the bat, but it did end up quite a ways short, even though Neese definitely wanted that one, and Ross Crist falls behind 0-2 immediately.
You could tell it wasn't going to get out just by the way the outfielders were responding to the ball.
They didn't really react. They just kind of moved a little bit, and they were all set. The 0-2 pitch, Crystal foul this one back off as well. Meyer Family Day here at the ballpark. The kids will get to run the bases after our doubleheader concludes here today. That they are. Especially when you got doubleheaders back-to-back. Long weekend here at Wildwood Park. The A's will be back home on Thursday for Plymouth Dirt Track Night. 203 was the attendance of our first game. A little bit down from yesterday, but still north of 200. Not bad at all. Non-league doubleheaders on a holiday weekend. Crack back to center field. Will this one have a chance to drop? Yes, indeed it does. Left fielder Farrell makes a diving effort at the last second. He'll slowly get up, but he'll be all right. Didn't even think that was his to play. However, Ross Crist gets on with a leadoff hit. Crist was second on the team last year with 18 stolen bases. Second only to J.T. Reed as Zach Risen comes up to the plate. Leadoff hitter on for Sheboygan.
Brady having his first game in center field, at least this weekend.
Takes ball 1 inside. A lot of versatility we've seen, obviously, from Mike Martin on the mound, who we can joke about time and time again, but the A's playing around. Switching positions here and there as we'll see Harry Stout playing third base in this game.
Ross taking a conservative lead over at first.
Ooh, inside strike called. As we'll pan out so you can see the view of Ross Crist and the kind of lead he's taking. No need to force a stolen base early in this game. Both teams with 1 hit, but 1 run on the board for Chicago is the big key. Mike Martin's pitch from the stretch. This will be cracked over into right field. Coming in on it. Coming in. And it drops. So Crist will have no choice but to go to second and fielded cleanly off a hop.
Boy.
They'll get him out.
That's the second time that's happened to us today.
There's really nothing you can do in a situation like that. You don't want to lead too far and get caught. So Crist thrown out at second. The only way he would have been safe was on an errant throw. Zach Risen reaches on the fielder choice.
Harry'd like to get one up in the air to left.
See if they're playing the shift on Harry. They're not going as far back this time, not in the grass. Kuda directing traffic at short, but he's going to play up a bit more. Maybe the Rippers realize something in between doubleheaders, even though Stelt hit over there 2 or 3 times in the first game.
Martin, when he was a shortstop in the first game, would always be on the grass out in left field. The shortstop in this ball game, Kuda, is on the dirt.
First time we've seen that against Harry Stelt. As he hammers this one into left field and no chance to play on it. That baby is gone. Harry Stelt puts the A's on top 2-1, his first home run of the year, and he absolutely crushed it to left field, no doubt about it. Stelt led the team with 11 home runs last year. The next closest was Jimmy Jurgensen with 5, and now Harry adds to his MVP resume from last season with a 2-run shot to put the A's on top. These A's do not care about playing from behind.
No.
Maybe it lights a fire under them, it thrives them, they're doing something right. As Jimmy Jurgensen, the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter, at the plate hits the first one back foul.
Jimmy had a 3-run homer in the first game, and we had mentioned that he was slumping, and in game 2 yesterday came in as a pinch hitter and hit a ringing double. So hopefully he's breaking out of his slump.
Takes the sidearm pitch low, 1-1 is the count. No better way to get out of a slump than by hitting a home run, that's for sure. Confidence can be in the dirt and then go all the way sky high. After a play like Stelton will crack this one into left field for a single. Just 1 out in the inning. The A's score 2 off the Harry Stelt home run. Jurgensen reaches safely, as we'll see Brad Reinflesch come to the plate.
That was a real nice swing by Jimmy. The pitch was on the outside part of the plate, and he just went with the pitch instead of trying to pull it, and hit a line drive single to left.
Reinfresh
nice.
last year in 8 appearances had 11 plate appearances, 11 at bats, had a 273 average, career 195 with the squad.
So far this year, he's 2 for 5.
400, huh?
Yeah.
He'll hit this one back. Foul. Reinflesch with 13 strikeouts. Oh, he caught it
No,
off the net.
couldn't. He got over there in pretty good shape. He just had it misjudged in terms of where it was going to come down.
I was looking down, and then when I looked up, I saw it in his glove, so I didn't
Yeah,
even
he
realize
made
it
a
bounced
stab
right
at
off the
it.
netting.
Reinflesch happy about that. He stays alive.
Absolutely. 25 strikeouts in his first 2 appearances as a pitcher. Little check swing blooper back out fall right into the dugout of the Rippers. Falls behind 1-2 in the count.
Didn't get an opportunity to talk to any of the Ripper players prior to today's action. We had talked about it. Kruger last night pulled a hamstring. We don't know what his status is. I kind of doubt that he's going to play. He was.
Yeah, I don't even know if I
hurt.
saw him when I was down there.
Yeah, he looked in pretty bad shape last night.
He was a big key player for the Chicago squad, and that turned things over in that 6th inning. From the stretch, he'll ground this one through the infield for a base hit for Reinflesch. He improves to 3 for 6. Now on the year, batting .500 with a low sample size, and that'll bring up Riley Palmquist.
It's a 4th hit for Sheboygan, and we're only 1 out into the 1st inning.
Mike
That
Martin.
it makes me wonder, and I know we talked about this before, is we mentioned that Mills said 6 of his pitchers didn't come up for these 4 games. And where Mike Martin stands on that list, he may be way down, so Sheboygan is not seeing nearly the quality of pitching that Chicago might have.
And that's not a knock against Martin. That's just a matter of fact that their top-tier pitchers aren't here for this weekend series. And Martin low on the totem poles. This one is punched through for a base hit. The runner is going to be sent. The throw from right field, and it is not caught cleanly. He's safe at the plate. Great dive, able to get in by Jurgensen. Fielded cleanly, would have been an out, but instead it's a 3-1 lead for Sheboygan. Still just one out in the inning.
Yep.
Cooper Gussie up to the plate next. He's got runners on first and second as the A's are starting to come alive.
I know this is something you mentioned yesterday already, Jordan, is the outfield arms on the Chicago team are really good. And I thought Jimmy was going to score standing up, and they made a close play of it at home.
High strike called to Gussie.
That throw was by Ludwig.
This one will be hit infield fly rule in play as it was caught regardless. 2 outs now in the inning. Bill lost his perfect
Schubach
game
making
already.
That play. We talked about him in the first game. He's a good first baseman, and he showed there some of that defensive ability.
Schnell, the lefty, comes to the plate with 2 outs in the inning. Already a 5-hit bottom half of the first for Sheboygan. 3-1 is their lead, and the first pitch to Schnell will be outside. Schnell catching for this A's squad. He came in the first game to catch. We'll see if anyone relieves him of his duties halfway through this one. Hammers this one out, and it will be not quite fielded cleanly, but they're able to tap on the base. And the big story is a Harry Stelt 2-run shot. Another RBI makes it 3-1 Sheboygan as we head to the second.
With free pickup, you can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
The great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
I noticed something in their defensive alignment for Chicago, Jordan, is that the first game pitcher, Joba Farrell, who went the entire way, he is playing out in left field. And I remember coaching high school baseball. Several of my outfielders were also pitchers, and it wasn't unusual to replace a pitcher and put him out in the outfield, and bring the next guy in. Well, what happened one time when we did that is there was a ball hit out in the left field, and that used pitcher had to make a strong throw to the base, and he hurt his arm.
Sure enough.
And I certainly hope that doesn't happen to Joba.
That's absolutely the last thing you want.
But it's something to think about.
High fly ball to Zach Risen at center, going back, and he may be able to make the catch. Definitely something to think about, and it's kind of one of those things where you don't really think about it until you see it happen once. It's kind of just in the back burner, not the top of your priority, and then all of a sudden it happens, and you're like, oh, I guess I should be watching out for this now.
By the way, Brady kept us interested on that fly ball to center.
He was backpedaling and doing good, and then all of a sudden he had to track over to his right, and he made the catch. Didn't make it look easy, but he made it.
End result, right?
That's all that matters. He caught the ball. Doesn't matter how he did it, but he did. His strike one comes
Tony
in.
Gamfino started the first game in right, moved to first, and this ball game he's stationed at second base.
And that's another one of those things about not having a huge roster is you're going to have guys move around.
Versatility.
Can't have, I mean, you can if you really want to have the same guy play the same position every game, but not quite how it works. Is Wilson quick to move here on the 0-2 and leaves it in the dirt for ball one. Gaffino playing second base for this Rippers squad. He's behind in the count 1-2. Got him swinging, or did he tip it? So he just barely got a hold of it. Foul.
Yeah, I didn't think he got it. I thought it maybe bounced off of Schnell's mitt onto the dirt, but
and it wouldn't have bounced off home plate because it would have rolled a little bit more.
Yeah.
This thing just stopped dead in the tracks.
So actually it was a good swing to hang in there.
It certainly was, and now talk
there's
about
a
a
deep
good
drive.
swing. Zach Risen will go back just one little bit and hop up to make out number 2. Everything coming to center field as the wind, you can see, still blowing over to left as
Of
it
the
has been
5
all
outs,
weekend.
Brady's made 3 catches.
It's not bad. Keep that fielding percentage up there. So we'll see Shuchuk come to the plate, the first baseman. He had a courtesy runner come in for him in game 1. Didn't play all at first base. See how long he lasts here in game 2.
I don't think league by league it changes, but in these games I don't think they use courtesy runners.
It is just a pinch
they
runner.
send a runner and you're out of the game.
We had the courtesy runner in the play ball tournament as the count goes to 1-1. Right, even though it is a 7-inning doubleheader, they don't care if it's 4 hours.
By the way, the game time of first game today was 2:13, which was the longest game of the weekend.
Longest by a minute, right?
Yes, by a minute. You're right.
Strike comes in, evens the count up at 2-2. We're north of the border for 2 hours on all of them. They're all hovering around the same time. Nice brisk pace for a 7-inning game. Second game yesterday was actually longer than the first, but it didn't feel like it to us as there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Ends the inning for Wilson. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. A's remain up 3-1.
January, February, into March and April. Same way through. Every single second, every minute, every hour. All the whole year through.
It is intense right here.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of lemons.
Well, you know what they say when life gives you
We
lemons.
know the saying, Mark.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Wingism number 3, the Peter Heater.
Oh, so hot.
Oh, so hot!
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 4, Tea Time.
What are you, having tea with the queen? Hello. Nice.
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Bottom half of inning number 2. Mike Martin remains on the mound. Gave up 5 runs on 5 hits.
I'm right
and
next
3.
to you, Jordan.
Not that Mike Martin, the other Mike Martin. Gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs. You would have given up more than 3 earned runs.
Hey, watch it, buddy. McClavic is last year had 2 plate appearances. He was used mostly as a pinch runner. He did score 3 times. Cole is one of those kind of guys you love to have on a team because he's a little bit like Chicago's Mike Martin. He'll do anything to help the ball club out, and that's not just between the white lines. It's in other aspects too.
This is his 8th season.
Good to see Cole get into a ball game.
8th year with the A's as he takes the first pitch, and he'll hit it over, and it will be fielded cleanly by Gaffino, and the throw beats him out for out number 1 of the bottom half. Back to the top of the order For the Sheboygan A's, Ross Crist.
Ross got caught in one of those situations where it was a pop-up into short right, and he couldn't take a big lead off of first, so he had to hang kind of close in case it got caught. Fortunately, I guess it didn't, but then they still had a play on him and got him out on a force play at second base, a right fielder to the shortstop.
Would have been an out either way,
Yeah.
basically, however you look at it, as Crist is down 0-1. Going to look to pick up where he left off in the first game with the RBI. Now falls behind 0-2. Back-to-back outside pitches called for strikes. Sold out of grilled cheeses. And we're not even through 2 innings of game number 2. Way outside on the 0-2.
Yeah, that was he's been doing that several times this inning. I noticed that the first couple pitches to Ross.
There's just one pump as Crist, I should say, hits this one back out foul. Definitely would love to know how much Mike Martin pitches for the squad. Wish a team like this would have more numbers on him out there.
Weather's been pretty consistent today. The flag is always blowing out to left field, and temperature's not been very warm. Lugo gets the throw over in time.
Crist
goes down.
Yeah,
after he
stumbled
hit the base,
up over the bag. Will be a ground out, a 5-3 right in the books as Lugo makes the throw. Made it look easy, and now with 2 outs in the inning, Zach Risen comes back up to the plate. A little debate on how to pronounce the last name, and through the first few games, we got her all figured out for Brady. Center fielder was very active in the top half of the second inning.
Brady reached on that fielder's choice when he hit that pop-up to right and scored on the home run.
And what a catch. My goodness. Lugo robs Zach Risen of a hit, and it's a 1-2-3 bottom half of the second. Let's go to the third. Why don't we? Score remains 3-1.
They're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year,
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
All ready for the top half of the third inning as Wilson will check things down and get all ready to take on Lugo at the plate. Lugo just made 2 great defensive plays. Got a little grounder, which he threw out, and then the diving effort to rob Zach Risen.
We saw Lugo behind the plate yesterday. He looks more comfortable at third.
As he pokes this one back foul for strike 1 of the at-bat. But yeah, very, very comfortable at third base. We've seen others struggle there in the past, but Lugo seems right at home. Medina due up next in the 9-hole. No, it's not Mike Martin. It will be Medina, the designated hitter.
That doesn't hardly seem fair. Martin had 2 hits in that last game.
Going to try for a little drag bunt, but it bounces out foul. I think Martin deserves a little bit of a rest, if I say so myself.
That's probably a good thing since he's pitching and he's played, I think, every inning of.
He's played every inning of every game, multiple positions, batting consistently. Now he's out on the mound to end this weekend series. Schnell will get all his gear back on, and we will be all ready for the top half of the third to resume on the 0-2 count. Fouled one back off and then tried to bunt, but it ended foul. Now calling time, a little gamesmanship.
Come on, get in there and hit. Got things to do, people to see.
It's baseball, you know.
That's right.
Clocked right in between Palmquist and Stelt, and that will be a base hit for Lugo. Just the second hit given up on the day. Medina with the great walk-up song of Baby Shark. He's got one on, no outs. We'll see what Medina is able to do. Pitched a bit yesterday and did quite well for himself.
Think CJ really knew that was his walk-up song? Did you really know that was his walk-up song?
It is now.
Lugo not taking much of a lead over at first base.
Stelt could field this one, go to second. There's one over to first, and did he keep the foot on the bag? Yes, indeed he did. It's a double play.
There might be an appeal to Doug Steinke, the home plate umpire. They think that Jurgensen may have pulled a foot.
Oh, no, he is out.
Mike
Everyone
Martin not going to
back.
make the appeal. It's a double play.
Great double play by Stelt. Sent it over to Crist, who threw it right back over to Jurgensen at first. 5-4-3. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Crist with a great turn at second base.
Yes, he had to. He did not have a whole lot of time with Medina running. Bowling now at the plate, arguably one of the best players this whole weekend for the Rippers. He played center field all 4 games, and he has been doing well for himself in the batter's box as he takes ball 1 outside. Dave Arnold was not missing from the Ripper squad in Game 1. They scored all their runs without him, didn't need him, as there will be a little put-out to end the top half of the third. Through 2.5, the score remains 3-1.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great.
I'm glad you showed up.
In my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I
Get down! Get down!
There you are. You always have
My back! My back! I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things.
Yes, things.
Are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
please be quiet.
Listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
All ready for the bottom half of the third inning, and that music can only mean one man is heading up to the plate. He had a 2-run shot back in the first inning. The A's scored all 3 of their runs in inning number 1. They did it in 5 hits. They had a 1-2-3 bottom half of the second, but still going to try and turn things around, a part of that big double play in the top half of the third, 5-4-3.
I mentioned that Mike Martin gave up 5 hits in that first inning. 3-run first inning, but he came right back in the second and got Sheboygan out 1-2-3.
I don't think he's too comfortable working from the stretch. I think that kind of threw him off and having to do it right away in the first inning, as it's an 0-2 count immediately to Harry.
Harry is very good with 2 strikes on him. Don't worry about him having 2 strikes.
As you see now, they are playing the shift a little bit more. Moving back is that shortstop as I'll poke this one into right field, and moving in on just a little bit. Able to make the catch is Ludwig in right. On an 0-2 count, Harry just kind of threw his bat at that one to try and stay alive, and it was an easy fly out over to Ludwig. Jimmy Jurgensen, the Northwoods Chemical cleanup hitter, playing first base, made a few good plays over at first so far today. He'll try and get the A's going once again. 5 straight, retired. Pokes this one back out foul over the
like
general admission
scream
seats.
And hit me, and all Jimmy did was hit it foul, but
behind it.
Yeah, it didn't look like a very good pitch to me. Hopefully Jimmy can square one up.
On the 0-1 count, and it's in there low to even things up at 1. 1-1. I don't know, bounce inside. The A's have a bit of a road stretch.
Umpire Doug Steinke, Sanchez turning around and ask him if he's okay.
Hope he is.
He is.
There's no third umpire.
Oh, yeah, there is. It's right up here in the booth, and it's not me.
Yeah, you could call it from here. It's a good view. Ground out for the second of the inning. That'll bring up Ryan Flesch, designated hitter. He got on. He's now 3 of 6
CJ,
on the year.
You've been extremely quiet these first few home games in terms of the umpiring. Those guys must be doing a heck of a job. Too much going on to complain about the umpires. We like it like that.
The umpires do too.
Yeah, so do the umpires.
Ball 1 outside. A's still up 3-1, but they have yet to get a hit since that first inning. Oh my goodness, because he was the only ump.
I remember coming to a game and I was standing right down by the A where you walk up, and Jim Doden from Appleton was going to turn to make a call, and he just went down. He wrecked his knee.
Oh.
And Denny says, "Hey, Marty, can you go out there and umpire?" And finish the game on the field.
I was going to ask, where'd you get that?
Went out there in my shorts and my A's T-shirt.
No bias at all there. This one will bounce off a hop. Very good job at short. And Kuda will get the third put out. A's struggling to get some hits, but they still lead 3-1 as we head to the fourth.
Air conditioning, keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Light on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin.
You serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Nice strong throw down to second by Schnell.
You know, if you look at Schnell from the back, he's kind of got the same hair of Harry as a little bit.
He's
maybe
got the
confuse
look.
you.
Curls, locks.
Yes.
Doing pretty good.
It's a great look.
North High School has a kid on the team. He came late to a game because he had to go to the barber. So, I mean, that raised a red flag for me anyway.
I would say.
So I was talking to him a game later, and I said, hey, your hair looks really nice. How's that perm doing? He says, that's not a perm.
Oh, he got all defensive.
Natural curly hair he had. And it looked really good.
Was it actually natural?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I told him, and this is true too, I said, I played ball with a guy, Gig Christensen, who had naturally curly hair. Now in his 40s, he's bald.
And you told him that?
Yeah, the North player didn't like hearing that.
No, that didn't go over well with him, rightfully so. It's the last thing he wants to be thinking about now.
Raiders play Tuesday night in Hartford, their first WIA tournament game.
What a play over at first base. Jurgensen snags the liner, stealing a base hit away from Ludwig.
I like the music.
Kuda up next. He had that beautiful play to end the bottom half of the third inning. Brewers game's been over for like 20 minutes anyway, so.
Or are you going to put it up on the board?
It's been back there, but it's been frozen for a while. Yeah.
So I hope we have an internet connection.
Well, because Murray said the score earlier, and then I looked back, and it was all frozen. I was like, oh, okay. Just as CJ said, freezes every 20 minutes or so. Gotta love Bally Sports, Wisconsin. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Jordan, I heard there's a company, and I know there was one out of Menasha that did a lot of high school football last year. I'm not sure about the basketball end of it. But anyway, there was a company I heard wanted to sign on to do all sports for the Fox River Valley Classic Conference.
For the FRCC. Did he make the tag? Yes, he did. Got him. Falling back. Jurgensen off the bag, able to put a tag on him. Was it, there's a Zaleski Sports?
That was the group that did it last year, the football that I'm talking about.
I've heard of Zaleski. I
think they're out of Marshfield. This other group, I'm not sure where they're from.
They want to do every single FRCC game? Or just for one team?
Well, I think you can't just do boys sports. You'd have to go back and forth. But volleyball, and they wanted to do a lot of different. But just for that league to try it out, see if it would work. A decision has not been made by the conference whether to go with that.
Throw my name out there. Tell them to hire me. I love the FRCC.
Call your.
That's
Lincoln
Ship's territory.
Yeah. Maybe you can get the name of that company and then give them a call.
Dave Stepek.
Great opportunity for you.
That would. Dave Stepek just stepped down as the AD at Lincoln, 30-some years. I don't think he was the AD there for that long, but happy retirement to Dave Stepek. Yeah, he did. He was a lot of places. I saw something in his post about 30 years, and I'm like, I know for a fact he wasn't at Lincoln this long.
But anyway, just so you know.
That is good to know.
You're welcome.
I'm not saying thank you yet. Fouling this one off on a high fly ball to left to Sanchez.
Contact me in the middle of winter when you get a job?
I'll be like, hey, watch this. Well, there's plenty of sports year-round to keep you covered, that's for sure.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Maybe too much.
No such thing. Off a hop, able to get there as Palmquist makes the throw, and we have a 1-2-3 top half for the fourth. This game flying by. I probably just jinxed it, but let's go to the bottom of the fourth anyway.
With free pickup, you can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
The great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family-owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community, and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Well, if you're the manager, I think part of the expectation is you don't play as much.
Correct. You let the other guys
kids,
play, and you only come in when you need to. We're just talking about Jake Mills, who is filling in for catching
like last
duties.
Year, Kenny Nazy, the first base coach, walking over to the first base coaching box. He pitched because they needed him.
Yep.
They didn't have anybody else.
Well, and I think that's how Mills did yesterday. He figured, I'll throw myself in the first game. Hopefully won't have to get used again, and that's what happened. Ultimately, maybe we'll see him relieving in this game. I don't expect Mike Martin to go the full 7, but you never know. Crazier things have happened, and we'll see Riley Palmquist due up for the Sheboygan A's as the balls come down and they'll be thrown to second. We'll grade this throw, see if it goes to center or not.
Let's grade it. From the knees. Huh?
It was off a hop, so it wasn't quite a quick transition.
Provided, of course, we get the right guys on first base. I'd like to see Sheboygan try a stolen base or two because I don't think Sanchez has that great of an arm.
It's not a consistent arm, to say the least, that's for sure. Palmquist up for Sheboygan. Going to try and get him back in the swing of things.
Can you read that?
That's a plus. He did
RBI
something.
Single.
RBI single. I saw a little R, so that means run.
Run batted in.
Yep. All right.
We're trying to teach Jordan how to read my scoring.
Your scoring is unlike anything I've seen, but it works for you, and that's all that matters.
You'll see it every once in a while, that that style of marking baseball score in scorebooks and that. So it isn't.
It isn't
not
too
like
uncommon.
I invented it or anything like that.
You could definitely invent your own scorebook.
Well, like Denny will come up here and check.
But yesterday he was up here for probably 20 minutes.
Well, he knows my method. We've done that enough together. But what I was going to say is his method of scoring, when I look at it, is totally different than mine.
Everyone does it different. Basically everyone. And it depends if you have a book, too. The book basically does it for you. You just fill in a little circle, draw a thing here or there. That's my style. Cooper Gussie up following the leadoff hit. Finally, the A's get someone back on base.
Palmquist 2 for 2 in the ball game with that RBI single that Jordan told you about in the first.
Broken bat on the foul ball.
Wasn't it Gussie broke a bat yesterday, or was that one of the other guys? But this is our second broken bat this week.
It is the second broken bat. I don't think it was Gussie, though. We'll get him a new one.
Don't give him Jimmy's bat. Don't break that one.
That only cost a few $100. 50-50 raffle going on for Game 2. In Game 1, it was over $200, which is double what it was yesterday, I believe.
That would be a reason to get to the ballpark,
Absolutely.
people.
Hurry
get
up.
Into that 50-50.
It's never too late. As this one is cracked out to left field. Going back on it and making the catch. No worry for Farrell. And no tag from first to second. Instead, trotting back is Palmquist.
Joba making a nice catch in left field. Eased under it.
Justin Schnell back in the lineup here for Sheboygan.
Hey, I don't know that much about Riley Palmquist over at first, but seems to be a pretty quick runner. It'd be interesting to see him going at some point.
You're just asking for a stolen base.
I want to write something on my score sheet, and he's definitely not taking a lead like you'd expect him to steal.
We'll take a look at it right now. Everyone at home can see what kind of lead he's taken. Gets about 3 steps out, but yeah, not anywhere near what you'd think, as the count is now 2-0. Score remains 3-1. All 4 runs in this game were scored in the first inning. We've had, I believe, just 2 hits since that run-filled inning number 1. As this one is a potential double play ball. Is there a play at second? And it's a high over the head, running to third because there's no one in left field. And it will be going back to first. So we'll have runners on the corners with 1 out.
All right, Schnell is going to reach on a fielder's choice. And then
the run advances on an error.
Goes all the way to third on the error on the second baseman, making that errant throw.
Cole back to the plate in the 9-hole for this squad. We know he's got a lot of speed if he's able to reach the bases. Keep an eye on Schnell at first if they want to force the situation and have runners on second and third for the upcoming top of the lineup. Got to get there first, and as a ground ball over to third base, it will score a run and a great throw. gets the out at first, but a run comes in, and it's now 4-1 Sheboygan. A little more breathing room for the A's.
Riley Palmquist got a great break off of third base. Lugo read it and made the correct play going to first. So McClavic gets an RBI ground out. And on that out, Schnell moves up to second. So we got a runner in scoring position for Ross.
And that's no easy throw by Lugo either from third to first. You have your decision if you want to try and force it and go home. He didn't. He went over to first. Got to have a lot of faith and confidence in your arm that you can get it there. As Crist hits one back out to right field, moving back towards the scoreboard. Will he be able to make the catch on the warning track? He does.
Ludwig
but
on the track.
My goodness. Very, very close. Ross just missed the barrel. Score is 4-1 as we head to the fifth inning.
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always
My
have...
back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things
Yes, things.
are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
Please be quiet.
listen, you hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Hey, Bill, what time did this game start?
So we finished 4 innings in less than an hour as we have innings 5, 6, and 7 coming up. It's a 4-1 lead.
Rule number 1, Jordan, you never mention about how quick the game is going until
No,
the game is over.
I have to tell
If this game slows down, man, you might be out of an intern job.
I have to tell the people how it is.
No, you don't.
They might have just turned it on and been like, wait a minute. There, a little grounder over to Harry, and his throw to first is a thing of beauty. There's out number 1. Farrell on the first pitch swinging, grounds out with ease. Gaffino will be up next for this Ripper squad. They have just 2 hits in the ball game. Wilson, a little concerned about him in the first inning when he gave up a run and a pair of hits, but ultimately...
It's interesting you mentioned that only 2 hits in the game because they started the game with the double.
Yes, it was that leadoff
double.
double, and Wilson gave up a run soon after. Low pitch in there for strike 1. Doug Stanky behind the bases. Or at home plate, I should say.
Close enough.
Home plate is a base.
Never heard it referred to as a base. It's always a plate, but it's one of the 4.
It's one of the 4 bases, as this one will drop in right center for a base hit. 3rd hit of the game for the Rippers. Crazy that a team who scores 9 runs here, 9 runs there, 11 runs, they only have 3 hits now. Seems like all their juice starting to run out in the 5th inning of this ball game.
We've talked, or at least I have, about Erickson and Ryan Flesch and Reklitis. You could almost put Davis Wilson into that group because he's really an outstanding pitcher.
I question if this would be just a game where he goes 3 or 4 innings and the A's try and use a few more arms, but
yeah,
he's going strong in the 5th.
Then you're kind of weighing, do I want to play to win or play to get guys opportunities?
And you're up 3, so you have some comfort room for now.
Yeah, right.
That is a
Wilson
big
finished
swing and a miss.
last year with a 3.53 ERA. And, that's not bad.
Not bad at all. On the 1-1. He's pitched a great game. If you ignore the first inning, just misses outside for ball 2. I was a little concerned about the rain in between games, but that was only here for a brief 10-15 minutes. It was coming down hard. A lot of people hiding underneath shelter, moving away from their seats, getting some food, obviously buying all the grilled cheese.
Yeah, sold out of grilled cheese sandwiches.
But the rain is gone. It's a beautiful day for baseball. I'm sure a little chilly for some people as the wind continues to blow left in the count.
I
Rains
feel very
2-2.
comfortable in my brand new Sheboygan A's sweatshirt.
Wonder where you got that from.
I went down by Nia and he gave me a deal on it.
I went down by Nia yesterday as well.
It was only $30.
Only? Could be a lot worse.
I didn't know. I don't worry about it.
Maybe you did get a discount.
Yeah.
Maybe you got one and you didn't even know.
Whatever.
What's done is done. Here's a potential double play ball. 4-6-3. Got him. The second double play of the game for the A's. We'll head to the bottom half of the fifth. One hit for the Rippers in the inning, but they don't get any runs. It's still 4-1.
You can. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
The great taste of Sheboygan.
What does it take to stay in business for 75 years? It's not only featuring USDA choice beef. It's not caring about every single one of our 30 varieties of bratwurst. Nope. After being family owned for 3 generations, we've learned it's about you. At Miesfeld's Market, we give back to the community and our customers always come first. Since 1941, we've been feeding our neighbors, so come by and see what we've got today.
Here's another one. Remember last year we used to get those certificates for a sandwich and a soda? Just go to the stand and get it? I'm going to have to talk to the vice president.
Vice president, I know a guy. All ready for the bottom half of the fifth.
Where's Andrew when you need him?
The number 2 batter for the Sheboygan A's, it'll be Zach Risen coming up to the plate. His section of fans still here in attendance for game number 2 on Memorial Day weekend.
Grandma gave Bill the thumbs up for the pronunciation.
That's when you know you're doing something right.
When she first came up, I thought CJ had a good response. You know, we've been pronouncing it different each time he comes up, figuring at least once we'll get it right.
I mean, there's a few ways you could go with it. Zach Risen, Zach
I like
Risen.
the idea of Brady.
No last name. Last names are a thing of the past. All first names from here on out. The 1-1 pitch. He hammers this one over to, it's actually going to be, and a miscommunication. Give him an error.
Lugo gets the error, E5.
Lugo was coming over. It wasn't even his to play. Kuda was right there. And now Mike Martin going to have a discussion between the two. We've seen Martin play over there. He knows a thing or two about play it in the field as it's Harry Stelt time coming up to the plate. Leadoff runner reaches. No one out in the inning.
See how they play this on the infield. Kuda is not as far over as he was in previous at-bats.
Give him a pitch to hit, and it's going to be just rather routine out into left field. And we had a communication of whether Ludwig and Farrell switched left and right field. Did we get any confirmation? They did?
Ludwig is in left.
So that one went out to Ludwig, who started the game in right. Could have just been a miscommunication from the start, and they might have been there the whole game. Who knows?
Who knows? But I'm thinking if I was the umpire, the longer throws are from right field, so that would be a disadvantage for Farrell having pitched that first game.
But maybe they know something we don't, and they think the A's don't hit it over to right as much, and instead with the wind, everything's carrying left.
That too, right? And it'd be, in that instance, when you're catching those deep fly balls in left, it's going to be just as far as the right fielder.
Mike Martin from the stretch. This pitch hammered over to right field. Left it foul, though, into the street it goes. Thankfully, no cars were driving by.
Out on the New Jersey Avenue.
A's have a pair of road games coming up. They'll be at Green Bay, Johannes Stadium, Johannes Park, whatever it's called, on Tuesday for NEW and WSL play. And then a non-league game the very next day where they'll be in Manitowoc.
What a pitch, Jordan. A slow breaking ball, and Jimmy was way out in front.
He just hammered the first one out and was ahead on it, and now way ahead and falls behind 0-2. Non-league game Wednesday against Manitowoc before hosting West Allis. WSL action right back here on Thursday night. The A's are not home much other than this weekend, and Thursday their next time home is for the big WSL Challenge weekend of the 11th and 12th, and then they're home on the 13th, 15th, 16th, 19th, 21st, and 22nd. So a lot of home games coming up following this stretch where they won't be playing here as much. Runner going to second, and it will drop, and it will be an easy stolen base for Zach Rizin.
Zach pitched a good pitch to steal on.
As of right now, the A's are 5-2, 1-0 in NEW play following that win against Kewaskum.
Jimmy, by the way, was able to just barely check his swing on that last pitch. Surprised that Chicago didn't appeal down to Walsh on the bases.
Ooh, that pitch nearly would have hit him, but he swings at it and gets tagged out by Martin. Advancing to third, though, is Zach Rizin, as that's the second out of the inning. That pitch was so slow out in front of him, and I think it was one of those protective swings where he just kind of threw the bat out, and it was a real slow rolling ball to Martin, who put on the tag. Ryan Flesch got a hit earlier in this game.
He singled and did not score. He helped advance the runner, though, but he singled in the first, grounded out in the third.
Bottom half of the fifth, A's lead 4-1. There's a runner at third base for him, and it's actually a little bit of a shift once again. You see shortstop Kuda. He's way out back in the grass against Ryan Flesch.
Looking at that defensive alignment, there is a big hole in the middle of the diamond.
It is huge, and even Lugo is playing pretty far back at third. Those two, Lugo and Kuda, are right next to each other. His first pitch comes in for a ball. Ryan Flesch just got to poke that ball anywhere near second base, and it is an easy RBI single.
The Chicago first baseman is hugging the line, too, which is interesting.
Ryan Flesch, there he goes in the gap, and it will indeed drop an RBI single for Ryan Flesch. Makes the score 5-1 Sheboygan, adding a little bit extra insurance as for that being their 7th hit of the game.
5-1 now, nice lead, you're right, and we're getting late in this ball game.
Ryan Flesch has just 5 career RBIs with the squad, make that his 6. He had 2 RBIs last year and 3 in 2019. Now he gets one early this season in his DHing role. This hit hammered into left field but should be caught. Got a interesting jump on it. Had to move back a little bit. And 5 innings are complete. A's tack on one more run. They lead 5-1 as we go to the 6th.
Our cool water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
Oh, trouble's coming. Look at that guy.
Oh, look who's back. Top half of the 6th inning, Wilson remains on the bump. He's pitched a beautiful 5-inning performance so far, giving up just 3 hits and 1 earned run. Welcome back, Hudson.
On the plus side, too, no walks by Davis. Does have 1 strikeout. They've been hitting the ball, but not with a lot of authority.
No, and he's actually gotten the Rippers to ground into 2 double plays. We saw 5-4-3 earlier, and then we just saw the 6-4-3 to end the top half of the 5th inning. So even though he has just 1 strikeout, strikeouts aren't the end-all be-all, only giving up 3 hits and has pitched quite well so far. One thing going against the Rippers, they have 2 errors, something we've seen all series long. There's a ball way inside, had to actually duck under it. Next pitch also very inside. Wilson losing a little bit of his touch.
Lugo saw his life pass before his eyes on that one.
Not once but twice. He didn't really need a duck on the first one, but that second one way more in. This one he takes a nice fine cut at, but comes up empty. 2-1 is the count. There you go. Someone's finally swinging on 2-0.
Lugo had a hit his last time up, and he in the first game today he had a double and was hit by a pitch. So he's having a pretty good doubleheader today.
He almost got hit again earlier in this at bat, but now he falls even at 2-2. Wilson, good job working back. Didn't let it get in his own head that he missed the first 2 pitches badly. Waits the signal, and the 2-2 poked into right field. Moving in on it, will this bounce in fair territory? Yes, indeed it does, and stretching for 2, and then he will go back smartly. Lugo gets a leadoff single, just the 4th hit of the game for Chicago. That'll bring up Medina, the designated hitter. Julio Medina pitched in one of yesterday's ball games, as the Rippers have a man in a tie-dye hoodie going over to do their third base coaching duties.
Pretty stylish.
It's quite a way to stand out.
Not exactly team colors, but...
Not at all, actually, quite the opposite. The Rippers, this is the team that has, and stealing, so it won't be a double play, but going over to first to get the simple ground out. A great idea by Lugo to steal second.
That
a
looked
good
like
old
a
hit and
double
run.
play waiting to happen. It's a good thing he was running. You're right, Jordan.
Would have been the 3rd double play of the game against the Rippers, but instead Lugo advances to second with just 1 out in the inning. Rippers only scored in that first inning. They only have 2 hits since that inning as well, one of them coming in this inning. Top of the lineup now with Bowling.
Yeah, he's always a dangerous hitter up there. He's doubled and scored in the first inning. 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Bowling with a chance to do some damage, as this is the heart of the order for Chicago. Their cleanup hitter today, Sanchez, has not been nearly the factor that good old Dave Arnold was yesterday.
Nice to have a little bit of a cushion with that 4-run lead.
A's have scored in back-to-back innings, adding on to that.
And it is late. We're in the 6th inning. We talked about that. It's important to get the lead, especially in a 7-inning game, because you have 2 less innings to work with.
And that's why you want to get the lead and hold it early.
Yep.
You don't want to be coming from behind like the A's nearly
like
did
the
in our
A's
last
do
game.
Every game.
Yeah, well,
they didn't win the third game, but
every game this series they've come from behind. Last game they couldn't quite pull out a 5-run deficit, but they were still fighting.
Close.
They were. Basically one swing of the bat away, yeah, and it was just left a little bit short. My heart kind of dropped for a second when Nice came up and hit it deep into left field, but like we said earlier in the game, not a whole lot of reaction from the left fielder in game
just
one.
Just tell the outfielders had the beat on it. They knew someone was going to catch it.
1-2 is the count with 1 out. Lugo on second base, bowling at the plate. Wilson's pitch missed it low and now going to advance to third. So the runner moves over 90 feet and a sac fly now in play.
Wild pitch for Wilson.
I bet we've seen probably 10 wild pitches this weekend in the 4 games where runners actually got to advance.
Games were particularly sloppy in some regards. In that regard, I mean,
the wild pitch and the runners advancing because of a throw way over the head of first base.
Way too much decision making. Pass ball or a wild pitch.
Poked through. This will score the run, and Wilson is able to beat him out just in time at first base. A run scores, though, and the score now goes to 5-2. The A's with a 3-run lead, and the base is now empty with 2 outs for Ludwig.
Great hustle by Mice Bowling. He made it extremely close, and Wilson doing a good job of getting over there, and a nice flip by Jimmy over to Davis to get that out.
A lot of hustle points for Wilson in that regard. It was just by a foot he was able to beat him out. Outside
give
for ball
everybody
1.
a hustle point.
Why not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ripper's trying to crawl back into this game, and a line out will end it. Just had to move in a foot, and Palmquist able to make the snag. 5-2. Now the score as we head to the bottom half of inning number 6.
Experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
When a Bud Light legend comes back, they do it carrying a squeaky beach chair, an inflatable dolphin, and a cooler full of perfectly chilled Bud Lights on hot sand, wearing only one flip-flop. Welcome back, Bud Light legends. It's time to take summer by the coolers.
Wingism number 1, the Flavor Saver. Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor. Wingism number 2, the Joker.
Then her dad walked in. Dude, we're done eating. Use a napkin. You serious? Yeah. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. Why so serious?
Legend Larry's, the definition of flavor.
Back here for the bottom half of the 6th inning, Mike Martin going to try and come up with a trivia question. No, not the pitcher. Our Mike Martin up in the booth. You got one?
Yep. Yes.
All right. He's going to write it down, and then we'll be ready for our late trivia here in game number 4 of the weekend, game number 2 of today's doubleheader. It's a 5-2 lead for Sheboygan. The Rippers scored in the first inning. They had a leadoff double, and then were able to get that runner across, and now they scored in the top half of the 6th. Mike Martin remains on the mound, and the center fielder, you can kind of see it in your screen, actually just kind of laying down right now. He's all right. Don't worry about bowling, but he's just taking a break. It's been a long weekend. Leading off for the A's will be Cooper Gussie. It's the 7, 8, 9 batters coming up for Sheboygan, and if the score remains, this could be the last time the A's hitters come up to the plate. You ready over there?
Yes, but I'm not going to ask it yet. I got to check something out before
All
I
right.
ask.
Trivia coming up momentarily. We'll wait the first pitch to Cooper Gussie. He takes a hack at it, and it will go over, and it will be fielded cleanly by Lugo, who has been a fantastic third baseman today for the Rippers. Makes it look easy on the first ground out of the inning.
He's got a nice arm from third base.
He's great. Lugo, can't say enough good things about him defensively. Is Justin Schnell comes up next.
All right, before this inning goes too fast, what Sheboygan A's pitcher led the club in complete games in 2021? That's last year.
Oh, thank you.
Complete games. What A's pitcher led the club in complete games last year?
CJ says Ryan Flesch.
Bill? Ditto? I don't see.
Ask Hudson.
Scott? Wasn't on a team last year. Not Warren Spahn. We'll wait until Schnell's done batting. We want to take the attention away from the answer of our trivia question to Justin.
Foul
Show
ball.
him some love.
Yeah, right. Foul ball. It's an 0-2 count as he's fouled off 2 straight. And the next one took a bit off it. Thought he could get him to go, but he didn't bite.
Bill's got 1 and 1 on the board. Are you sure it's 2 strikes?
I think it's 2 strikes. I think he fouled 2 off. He's going to crack it to center. Doesn't really matter. Will it drop? Yes, it will. Touch to the glove and then came right out of Kuda. That will be a base hit.
Kuda made a great effort, though. It looked like he had a nice shot at it, just couldn't quite get there.
Had to go over his head to get it. Uncomfortable position to be in. Couldn't come up with the ball. Runner now on first. 1 on, 1 out for the 9-hitter Maklavich.
All righty, we'll give you the question and then the answer. What Sheboygan A's pitcher led the club last year in complete games? The answer is Brad Reinflesch with 6.
Both of our
That
trivia
is a 6,
questions.
right?
That is a
Looks like
6. You are correct. Both our trivia questions today about the A's from last year. We'll spice it up on Thursday night. Mike Martin going to go solo as I'll be filling in on the PA duties on an outside pitch, but called strike.
It's a lot of responsibilities down there. You got some big shoes to fill.
He was showing me the scoreboard before, and I'm going to try my best.
Not just figuratively, but literally. What
Big
size shoe do you
shoes.
have, Bill? What size shoe do you wear? Large.
Extra large.
And Jordan wears a medium?
I'm a nice medium shoe. Fell back towards us. What do you think they do if you went to a shoe store and you asked for a size medium?
Probably a 9 or 10. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Do you go to Big and Tall for your clothes? Yes.
All right. We have an answer.
6'8".
2-2 is the count here. Big pitch bounces
It wasn't a question. It was a statement. I know you're pretty up there. That's why CJ likes you sitting down. Pitches.
Take your base. Guess what that is? The first walk of the game.
Oh,
Someone had to open their mouth in the
Yeah.
intermission with the commercial.
Gosh, come
and
on,
now,
Mike.
And now look what we have. I didn't say anything. I wasn't going to say anything. I thought he could get out of it.
5.5 innings without a walk, and then Mike Martin has to go.
Mike
and do
Martin,
that.
cursed Mike Martin. How about it?
It's rally time for Sheboygan, though.
This one is going to be popped up in a similar situation where Kuda went overhead before. Now coming out from center is bowling to make that catch.
That was a really nice running one-handed catch.
You could see the
Kuda
ball was
gave way to him,
carrying.
too. He called for it, and good communication by those two.
We're here in the bottom half of the 6th with 2 on, 2 outs.
You know who's up next?
Tell me.
Brady.
Just Brady. No last name. We could call him Brady Z.
Yeah,
we
I
could
like
give
that.
him an
I like that idea
initial.
a lot. Yeah, Brady Z.
Brady Z at the plate, 2 outs. Oh, that's a great pickoff move, and he got him. My goodness, Mike Martin showing off some skills as 6 innings are complete, and our score remains 5-2 as we head to a potential ending top half of the 7th.
Our cool water personal hand sanitizer with essential oils. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. At Northwoods, we're protecting you through this pandemic and the next.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Last year's financial year, excuse me.
Sometimes you need to get out.
The great outdoors.
Free pickup's easy. Just order ahead in the Meijer app.
New pitcher coming in for the Sheboygan A's, the big Blake Coons, going to look for the save. This is a 3-run scenario. This is a 3-run game, so it is a save scenario. Blake Coons has appeared in a few games so far this year. He got the save in the Kewaskum game, I believe. Came in and got that save. But here at the end of the day, Coons with 1 inning of work to try and keep this score intact.
In his 2 appearances, he's pitched 3 innings, given up 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and that run was earned. Big kid.
Big kid, strong arm. We'll talk about it all year, but he used to play football before coming over to play baseball. He is
This may be one of those situations, Jordan, where it's nice to have a pitcher of his style versus Davis Wilson. Davis, not a strikeout pitcher by any means. He had 1. Coons a little bit quicker. I'll give you the line on Davis Wilson. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and 1 strikeout.
I mean, you kind of look at it, you see 1 K, only a few hits given up. Not a great day, I would say, for Wilson pitching those 6 innings. The A's gave him the run support. He's in line for the win, going 6 innings, and Coons...
Most importantly for the style pitcher he is, the defense was very good.
Fantastic. 2 double plays, a huge highlight game as pitch 1 comes in for a strike. My goodness, Kuda looked at that one and said, oh boy.
As we look at the line score for Sheboygan's part, they have 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The key one being the no errors. Chicago, 2, 4, and 2. The 2 errors certainly help Sheboygan.
Very high, missing low on the last pitch, and then high on this one is Coons. He'll be a strikeout-heavy machine throughout the season. Throws very, very hard. One of the hardest throwing A's on the roster. Misses this one low once again, bounced in front of him. He's going to have to adjust as he's down 3-1 in the count. 3 consecutive balls from Coons. See what he's able to adjust to. Cracked back foul off the netting.
Interesting that Kuda was swinging 3-1, but being the good hitter that he is, I suppose it's a good choice.
Just trying to get anything going as misses low for ball 4. Leadoff walk. This will bring up the cleanup hitter Sanchez. We're getting to the 3, 4, 5 batters of Chicago. And for the 2nd inning or it might even be the 3rd inning in a row, they have the leadoff guy on.
2nd inning in a row.
2nd inning.
In the 5th inning, the first batter grounded to 3rd, and then the next hitter singled, and then we had that double play, the second and 2. So but I was going to say that you never like to start an inning off with a walk, and it's even more tenuous when you have a 3-run lead and you're walking the leadoff hitter in the last inning of the game.
Big swing and a miss on the first pitch.
You know, I think Sanchez may have helped Coons out because it looked like a low pitch.
He has been missing low quite a bit. 3 of his first few. Down in that territory on the 0-1. This is a thing of... No, missed it actually. A great pitch on the 0-1 though. Just missed for a ball. 1-1 is the count. You definitely don't want to walk anyone or allow another base hit because then the tying run would be coming to the plate.
There's a breaking ball. It's in for a strike. Kuda not taking much of a lead at first, Jordan. I don't think he's going to be going anytime soon.
We'll keep an eye on Kuda here at this next pitch.
Get a
As it's
ground
a
ball.
1-2
We have
count.
a chance at a double play because Sanchez is not a very fast runner.
A's almost had their 3rd double play of the game last inning, but instead there was a runner trying to steal first to second as this one has fouled right back towards us. Still a 1-2 count as Sanchez will walk around a bit and then get back in the box. He saw a pitch he wanted but was behind it.
Joe Farrell waiting for his turn. He's on deck.
Here we go. Just missed outside and the count evens up at 2.
I like that pitch.
A good pitch on a 1-2. See if you can chase him after he swung at the last 2.
This is the pitch you want to make it happen. 2-2.
And he made something happen, him being Sanchez, as he makes contact and fouls it back.
Right, he's
we'll watch
hanging
it
in there
bounce
pretty
all
good.
the way through into the grass. Some of the kids getting a little antsy here in the stands. They want to run the bases, but not so fast. As Coons is trying to make his way through this. Punched through, and that'll be a base hit.
Base hit to right.
Runner staying at second, though, is Kuda, but runners on first and second with no one out.
Good piece of hitting by Tony Sanchez again, taking that outside pitch and just going with it to right field. A big gap over there, and he found it.
Farrell, who is listed as playing left field in our lineup, moved over to right, so it will be Farrell, the right fielder, batting with 2 on, no outs.
He's had a tough go of it here in the doubleheader, going 0 for 4 in the first game, 0 for 2 here. We certainly don't want him to get started.
Swing and a miss. Now that you said it, he probably will get started.
Hey. Stop picking on me.
We just got to tell the people how it is. Just got to tell him he was 0 for 4 and 0 for 2. See what he can do here as he swings at a low pitch in the dirt.
Hasn't looked good at bat all day. Although I will say this, his first at bat today, he did hit the ball pretty hard out to center field. But there's a good opportunity for Coons to get the first out of the inning.
You know, we've seen 2 double plays. What if we see a triple play? Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes. Coons back in the swing of things. That confidence will go up following a strikeout. That's what he's known for. And that'll bring Gaffino up to the plate for Chicago.
Gaffino is 1 for 2.
He hasn't had a whole lot of action over at second base. Most of the stuff's been going to short or third, so defensively, Gaffino hasn't had to do a whole lot.
The closest he came are those little bloopers out to right field that dropped in, and then the right fielder threw to second for the putout. But you're right. He's not
Great
a lot of
first
action for
pitch
him.
for a strike. He did just get the... I'm trying to think. Was that him who got the... When Mike Martin threw over to second, was that him there, or was that the shortstop there? That was the shortstop
for the pickoff.
0-2, falling behind early, and the count is Gaffino. The Rippers trying not to leave the runner stranded on first and second. One swing of the bat could tie this game.
Shh. We don't want to hear that kind of talk.
I said could.
Might go extra innings then.
We don't want that. Has a few
I don't think
pitches
the
to give
Rippers
up.
do either.
No, I think they're ready to get out of here.
Right.
They went to bed at 4 a.m. last night. Had to come here bright and early for a 1 o'clock doubleheader. And this one going to get through, but no one moving. They're going to stay at first and second. That's big.
It still leaves the double play in order, so that's a good thing.
2-2 count to Gaffino.
Coons, big guy on the mound, throws hard, looking for the K.
Got it. Took a little off it and decided not to throw hard on that pitch, and that'll bring Shuchuk up to the plate.
Shuchuk is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. Actually hit into a double play.
Little conversation between Schnell and Coons. They're going to figure things out where they want to go. With big lefty number 29 at the plate. He's got a runner on first. He's got a runner on second. But now he's got 2 outs. Those runners reach base with no one out. Coons has struck out the past 2, looking to strike out the side. First pitch coming. And it's low. It's going to get through, and the runners are going to advance easily.
I got that as a pass ball.
The good news about a situation like this is obviously no double play. You don't have to worry about it with 2 outs. And even if Shuchuk could get a 2 RBI hit, the Rippers would still have to get 1 more in to tie this game.
That's, again, go back to that idea of getting a bit of a cushion. It's nice to have that. Waiting on deck is Lugo.
This one gets through also. Now going to try and come home. A good throw could get him. A beautiful pitch.
He is out.
Got him! What a beautiful throw by Schnell back to Coons, and that'll do it. The Rippers weren't patient. They tried to force the situation. They come up empty, and the A's take the weekend series 3-1. They win this game 5-2. Another 3-run win for the Sheboygan A's. They improved to 6-2 on the year, and they have 8 hits with 5 runs in this game. Go ahead and read the final stat lines.
Alrighty. Final stat line, we got Chicago with 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Sheboygan, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher is Davis Wilson. Losing pitcher is Mike Martin, and getting the save, you saw it right at the end, Blake Coons.
That'll do it from us.
Yeah, that'll do it for us.
Sheboygan.
Our next broadcast is going to be next week when the A's host the West Allis team in a Thursday, June 2nd game at 7:30. Until then, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.